So we've had the election on November 3rd. Some folks might be wondering what comes next. It's important to remember that in the US, voters don't directly elect the president. Instead, when you vote for a presidential candidate, you're actually voting for a slate of presidential electors. And those electors, in turn, are the people who are going to cast the official votes for president. The candidate who wins the majority of electoral votes is the winner. The Constitution leaves it to each state to decide how to appoint electors. And for more than a century, in keeping with our democratic tradition, every state has left that decision to the people. So the results of the presidential election in each state determine which presidential electors are appointed in those states. So of course, we already know who's going to win the Electoral College. President-elect Biden has won enough states to secure a majority of electoral votes. So he will be inaugurated on January 20th. Everything that happens between now and that date is really just constitutional formalities. The modern Electoral College process has three basic steps. First, the states appoint presidential electors, and they did that by holding elections on November 3rd. Next, the presidential electors will meet to cast their state's electoral votes for the candidate who won the popular vote, and that'll happen on December 14th. And then finally, on January 6th, Congress will meet in a joint session to count the votes and announce the official winner. Now, there are a lot of things that have to happen and are happening between Election Day and the meeting of the presidential electors on December 14th. State election officials are busy canvassing, counting ballots, verifying, certifying, and auditing the results. And once that process is complete, federal law requires the governor in each state and the mayor in D.C. to send a certificate to the Archivist of the United States that describes the election results and the state's chosen slate of electors. During the period between Election Day and the meeting of the electors on December 14th, you might also see recounts or disputes about counting ballots in state courts. The date to look out for resolving those disputes is December 8th. That's known as the Safe Harbor deadline, the deadline set by Congress for states to resolve any disputes regarding the appointment of electors to be treated as conclusive by Congress when it meets to count the electoral votes. The next important date to look out for is December 14th, and that's when the electors will meet in their respective states to record their votes for the winner of the popular vote in their state, and to send those votes off to Congress. It's worth noting that most every state now has laws to effectively require electors to vote for the candidate who won the popular vote in that state. And the Supreme Court said earlier this year that that practice is perfectly constitutional. The final step in the Electoral College process will happen on January 6th. When Congress meets in a special joint session with the Senate and the House together in one place to count all of the electoral votes submitted by each state and to announce the winner. Once the Electoral College process is complete, we'll have officially chosen a new president, and that president, who we now know is President-elect Joe Biden, will be inaugurated on January 20th.